I'll give you that. I'll give you that. You got like a C minus.
C minus? Give me a B plus.
B plus?
I got a B plus.
In what world is this a B plus podcast?
What did I miss out on? What did I...
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Onesie Piece podcast, where two grown men in onesies argue about a cartoon.
I'm Estevan, and I'm not all that into anime.
I'm Wade, and I love me some One Piece, baby.
He loves himself some One Piece. So let me mute my phone here really quick.
You are making a fool of yourself right out of the gate.
I'm the unprepared one this time.
You're the unprepared one for once in your life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You've never seen One Piece?
I've never seen One Piece before. I'm watching it for the first time, and then at the end of each arc, I meet up with you, my good friend Wade, in our onesies, and we talk about it, all the good and the bad.
Just like what good friends do.
Yes.
Just like what good friends do. Today, we are talking about the Jaya. Am I saying that right? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's Jaya.
I am going to be relying heavily on you this week because this arc was hard to follow for me.
Hard to follow? How?
Yeah. There were monkeys and people and pirates and liars and I don't know. I just had a hard time like engaging and staying interested and paying attention, and like things were just happening and I was just kind of in one eyeball out the other.
Did you ever think maybe taking it off 2 times speed would help you comprehend it?
Not once.
You know, just a thought.
Not once.
Man, I'm really having trouble understanding what's going on. I wish I could slow this down. It's just going too quick for me.
Listen, man, I'm on a schedule.
So you shoved them all in yesterday?
Yes.
There was only like 8 of them, wasn't there?
Yeah, but at, 25 minutes apiece, that's
not that
a lot more than if I had them at 2 times speed.
It's like 2 hours, man. It's like 2.5 hours.
Or, what is that at 2 times speed? Like 10 minutes apiece? That's 80 minutes.
It's such a good arc.
Is it?
Yes! It's such a good arc. You would have enjoyed this arc.
I don't know if I would have.
You 100% would have. Fuck the monkeys. Whatever, man.
So,
you saw the monkey in the beginning and you gave up on it.
No, I didn't. Because I wanted to. I did want to. But then I was like, no, I'm getting better. I am trying to learn how to accept anime for what it is. Just weird. This monkey is fine. I'm okay with the monkey. But then I started hearing all the times they used the word salvage. And it got into my head. Like, we've already counted all the flashlies. We've counted, like, there was another word they said 1,000,000 times in one arc, and we counted that. And then it got into my head, like, this is going to be another one of those, we're going to have a salvage count of all the times they say the word salvage. And it's like, by episode 2, the word salvage had lost its meaning. And you're looking at me with those eyes.
The word salvage ruined an entire arc for you. Think about that for one. Just stop and think about that for 1 second and how unreasonable that is.
It didn't ruin the entire arc.
You didn't pay attention to it because of that. It definitely ruined it.
No. Listen, let me give you the strokes, because I did pick up, I think, the gist of the arc.
Tell me the gist of the arc.
They meet the monkeys, they're salvagers, after they discover, like, a hint as to a city in the sky, mm-hmm. And then they go to Jaya, I think, is the name of the place.
That is correct.
To get more information on the Sky City, they get laughed out of the bar. They learn about some guy across the island who knows more information. They go there. They learn more information about it. And how to get there. And the only way to figure that out is to detect underwater currents. And so they have the underwater people, the salvagers and his brother, who are also like underwater, like sonar people, to guide them to the current. They take the current up to Sky City.
Sorta. Yeah, I mean...
There's some, of course, like, events that happen in between.
Yeah.
Like, there's a fight at the bar. There's a fight at the bar. They didn't fight back.
Yeah.
But they went back, and then because the bar people stole some golden nugget from the liar, so they went to go get the golden nugget back. And that's when they fought, or Luffy punched the guy and took the nugget back.
Yup. Yup, that's it. Podcast over, everybody.
See, I paid attention. I knew what happened. Do you like this arc?
I love this arc.
What about this arc do you love?
It's short.
That was nice.
That's one of the biggest... I love short arcs in podcast, in One Piece, because the pacing is so much better, and you still can't give it a chance.
I gave it a chance.
You did not. Putting it on 2 times speed is not giving it a chance. You've stopped giving it a chance.
The 2 times speed does not hinder my ability to enjoy an arc.
It most definitely does.
It definitely doesn't.
It's not about you enjoying it. It's about you coming with your opinions. The appeal of this is that you don't watch anime, not that you just watch it as fast as you can and then tell me to do the podcast.
Listen, I'm gonna keep watching it on 2 times speed because anime is so hard for me to sit through. I could put it on regular speed, and then we can just go back on arguing about the tropes of anime. But I think that we've done that already. Go ahead.
The 2 times speed is fine, but something has changed in the last 2 episodes of this podcast, where it's not just 2 times speed, it's like 2 times speed and 25% attention span. You just don't fucking care. Which is fine if we weren't doing a podcast to people in the world where you need to come with your opinions.
I have opinions
of whether they're good or bad.
I have opinions.
All right. All right.
Like, how fucking convenient is that there's just this bird that always points south?
Yeah, I mean, it is very convenient, but it's a cool little piece of the world, too.
Okay. Why is that guy called the liar?
Because he lied. Did you miss that piece?
What did he lie about?
He told the king that this is a horrible podcast.
No. I'm not talking about like the original guy. I know why he's called
Nolan the liar. You're not talking about Nolan the liar.
I'm not talking about Nolan. I'm talking about the guy that's alive now with an acorn on his head.
Because he's trying to find Nolan's treasure, which Nolan lied about.
We all know where the treasure is, right? Like,
Where's it at?
It's in the eye of that skull that Buggy's working at.
Oh, there you go. That's your prediction?
That's my prediction.
Buggy, yeah, we got to see Buggy. We got to see a lot of people today.
We saw Buggy is looking for a treasure. He ends up on an island with a huge-ass skull with a bunch of people mining, so he's working for them. And then he gets mad that he's working, so he blows them up. And then it goes into like the tail, and it's like there's a treasure, and like the guy says the last words my great-great-grandfather said were, "It's in the left eye of the skull," or something like that.
That was all on Buggy's stuff?
That was
no, the guy, the Nolan dude. Nolan, what the hell's his name? I got it written down here. Monteblanc Cricket.
That's it. Yeah.
I don't know, French something. Monteblanc Cricket.
Cricket.
Yeah, it's in the left eye of the skull. So you think Buggy's gonna find the golden treasure?
I don't know if Buggy will find it. I don't know.
He left that island and said there was no treasure.
I'm just saying that's where the treasure is.
Yeah. That's fair. Why would they show that?
Yeah.
Right? Why are we going back to Buggy other than to see a little bit of Ace? There's a lot that happened.
Ace was Buggy.
Yeah,
Ace was with Buggy,
Ace was there. Ace was there, definitely.
And this whole bunch of shit with, like, the world government, and they're looking for a replacement for... Crocodile, yeah. And so you can't fault me on this. I was paying attention, but, like... It would pan over a new guy, and there'd be like subtitles for like who he is, like a title, an introduction. Yep. None of that was translated. All I got were faces with white Japanese text.
That's really weird.
So I have no idea who any of those people are.
Probably because you're watching the dub. And I guess they just decided, since you're watching the dub, you don't need any subtitles.
Maybe.
Which is pretty not right, but
I was thinking, like, I wonder if they actually translate this in the sub.
Oh, but you get to hear their names and stuff. All right, we'll jump to the world stuff. Sure.
Yeah.
We'll skip the first part. We'll jump straight into the world stuff here. A lot has happened. There's a lot of interesting world stuff. Do you agree?
You're mad.
I came with questions for you, the person I'm interviewing, and right out of the gate, you told me I need to do the podcast.
I did not say you need to do it.
Pay enough attention.
I did not say you needed to do it.
I said I need to lift you on my shoulders and carry you to the end.
I said I'm gonna lean on you because this was hard to follow for me.
And I said 2 times speed makes things harder to follow. Okay, and I stand by.
What was your question? A lot of things are going on with the world government. Yeah, yes, I agree.
Tell me everything you remember with the world government. Let's start there. This has just become a game show. That's what this has become. What does Esteban remember from this week's One Piece arc?
All right, so the world government has summoned all the pirate lords. So they can... I forget what they're called.
The warlords.
Warlords.
Got it.
They're pirate lords. What's the difference?
They're not pirates anymore, technically. They work for the government.
Anyway, so they were like, yo, come gather. We got shit to talk about.
What up?
Only 2 show up or whatever. 3. Actually, 3 show up if I remember right.
Yeah, we get to see Duncan again.
Yeah, Duncan comes back. And then some other guy shows up.
6. That's half.
Yeah. Then some other guy shows up, says, yo, I know you're looking for a replacement. I got the perfect name for you.
Yep.
And then I think he's talking about... He either is or he isn't talking about Whitebeard. Or maybe he's talking about Whitebeard. He's talking about Blackbeard.
He's talking about Blackbeard.
But it was confusing because as soon as he says, I got someone to recommend, it immediately cuts to Whitebeard. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, he's talking about Whitebeard. But then he says he's talking about Blackbeard.
That's
it's like, okay. And then the other ones are mad.
The other ones are mad?
I think. I don't know.
All right.
Am I impressing you with how much I remember?
Sure. Let's talk about the fucking warlords or some shit.
Yeah. I'm assuming, like I said, I didn't get translations.
Hey, look, I came prepared. However, I had things in order, but we're just gonna move to the end here. Here, I'll give you some subtitles. Yeah, here's some guys we met. The 5 elders.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know they were called elders.
They're called, yeah, well, there you go. Now you know. The 5 elders, or the 5 Gorosei, as hardcore anime lovers like myself would call them. Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal.
Oh, I bet.
They're the ones who are saying we need to replace Crocodile. And they're a little weary that Luffy killed Crocodile. Took Crocodile out. We get to meet these guys, Sir Bartholomew Kuma and Sir Don Quixote Doflamingo. I don't know how to say his name. Doflamingo. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
2 of the Warlords of the Sea. So now, let's count them, everybody. Crocodile, Doflamingo, Kuma, Duncan, and there's a 5th that we know about.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is Whitebeard one?
No. You won't ever remember the 5th one, and I don't really expect you to. I'm not going to fault you for that one.
What is it?
Right now, his name is eluding me, but
Is it the shark guy?
Yeah. Well, it's not a shark guy we've met, but he was brought up to be. He was brought up in the Arlong arc. He is a fish man.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, I cannot think of his name right now. But yes, so those are the 5 that we know of. And so there's 2 elusive warlords that we are unaware of at this point in time.
Yes. Okay.
Some points of note. I don't think I saved their bounties, but I believe both of these guys are worth about 300 million berries.
Why did they have bounties if they're warlords?
The X bounties. There used to be they're bounties before they became warlords.
Okay.
But yes, becoming a warlord strips you of your bounty because you work for the government now.
Now I know this is part of like an anime trope, but it's something that gets on my nerves. I brought it up before, but it bugs me when anime kind of like quantifies everything. Mm-hmm. Like with all these pirates, like their value is literally tied to their bounties and like their worth. Like, oh, how could like a 30,000 berry bounty guy defeat a 100 million? Like, what does the bounty matter? Like in a one-on-one fight, like all bets are off, I guess. I don't know. I just don't like it when things are quantified like that.
But why wouldn't they be They're pirates. Even in real life, people have bounties. Pirates had bounties, depending on how dangerous they were.
Well, the way I see it is like the bounties could be tied to what they did as opposed to how dangerous they were, you know?
That's what the bounties are. So I would like to point out that the bounties are not tied to... The bounties and power level are not the same thing.
That's my issue, is like they seem too like connected.
Well, I mean, you look at Luffy, who had a $30 million bounty, and he took out Crocodile, who had a $100 million bounty.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, like, a 30 million versus, 100 million?
Yeah. So if that was power levels, then realistically, Luffy wouldn't have been able to beat him. So yes, I mean, of course, but then you have Nico Robin, who has an $80 million bounty, and we don't know why. And she seems strong, but is she 80 million strong? Is she stronger than Zoro, who only has a $30 million bounty?
The show would have me say yeah, or like would have you say yes. But I'm like, when I'm like trying to judge like the relative strength of each character, like I guess I'm just trying to push the bounty number aside. I'm not trying to judge them based off that.
The bounty is a loose way to see how much they've done. It's based on what they've done, not based on their power level. Luffy got his $30 million bounty when he defeated Arlong. And then he got his $100 million bounty when he defeated Crocodile. He did 2 very major things. He defeated a lot of other people in between there. Nobody gave a shit because it wasn't a big deal.
Right.
But then the government put the bounties on him because of what he did. So it stands to reason that these guys have done things that have given them this bounty. So it is a loose way to judge their power level.
So hypothetically, we could meet someone with like a 25 million or a 25,000 bounty, but he's able to like wipe the Straw Hat crew just because he's that powerful, but he hasn't done much.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like disregarding the bounties. Like, they don't mean much.
No, they don't mean anything, but it's just interesting to see. I mean, I like them. I like them that they're not direct. See, like the DBZ power level shit I hate, because it's like directly this is how strong this guy is. Whereas the bounty is just like, presumably they've done some pretty crazy shit if they got those bounties. We don't know what that is, or how they got them, or what it entailed. For all we know, they like dropped a bomb on something. Like they didn't do anything, you know. So theoretically, they mean nothing. But I like to see them because it does give you that. It also does give you that slight judge that they're clearly pretty powerful dudes. I feel you on the power level thing, but I think bounties are a much better way and much more realistic way of doing it. Because in real life, if a guy has a high bounty on his head, like in the Wild West, if a dude had a high bounty, more than likely he's like killed a bunch of fucking people. And to kill a bunch of people, you gotta kind of know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's like bounties are just a very realistic, down-to-earth way to portray that, in my opinion.
I guess it's still just hard for me to separate it from like power level, and that bugs me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I get it. I get it, but yeah. I mean, it's still a shonen. It's still about fighting.
Yeah. And I know. And that's I'm like that irk is there in my head, you know? Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to ignore it cuz I'm trying to like, you know, learn how to like this show.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know that that exists up here.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not disagreeing. Whoa! Whoa! Did you see that?
I felt that.
What happened? What is going on? That's what the hell? Is there an earthquake going out? Ooh. Should I be concerned? I mean, I know you dramatically flailed to the ground, but it's a little concerning and probably giving people seizures. Can we figure out how to prevent this? I am Kobe now.
Oh, you are?
What in the hell was that?
I have no clue.
I was scared a nuke was going off. And that was it. Slowly moving towards you.
I was being pulled into the Matrix.
Yeah, that was crazy. Did you just unplug it and plug it back in?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see if that helps. Strange things happening. Are we being hacked? Maybe.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. That's true. All right, that's fair. I accept your criticism, and it's fine. But I like it as a point of reference at the very least. And so in this case, these guys had. So see, here's also a good example though. These guys have a bounty of 300 million. Each of them. Crocodile had an X bounty of 100 million. So
but we know Luffy could beat the shit out of all of them.
Well, I mean, the only reason he was able to beat Crocodile is because he found his weakness.
So and he'll find theirs. He'll find theirs.
Yeah, if he can find theirs, yeah, then for sure.
If. He will.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're 3 times stronger than Crocodile. He became a warlord just the same as them, so presumably they're around the same power level, right?
Yeah.
Some are going to be stronger than others, but they all are strong enough to become warlords.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, I don't like the bounty system, because it means nothing.
But so you don't like the bounty system because it means nothing, but you don't like power levels because they mean everything.
I just...
So he gives you a system that means less than the power system, but gives you a frame of reference, and I don't like that satisfied.
I don't like that there's a quantifiable system. The show acts as if the bounties are a quantifiable, reliable system to determine like strength and power over others. We know that it's not. We know that like there's other variables to be brought in. But my interpretation from the show's viewpoint is that they're acting like as if there is.
My interpretation is that they're in a world of pirates, and pirates want to have a high bounty. Their bounty is tied to more of how popular they are, I feel, than anything else. And so when it introduces a new pirate, it wants to show you their bounty because they're pirates, and the pirates care about the other pirates' bounties.
That makes more sense to me.
Okay. Fair enough. Anyway, we now have two more warlords on the scene. One's really into Christ, and the other
Really?
He's got a Bible in his hand. He's holding it. You can see it right there. It says Bible.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So I guess that's really all we got from him. He's a religious man, a man of religion.
Did he say anything about that?
Nope. I don't think he said a word, period. I don't know if he ever talked.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't remember too much about these people. Like, the guy, Doflamingo, he spoke some.
He spoke some, and he also used his little hands, like he was manipulating a puppet, and then, made two guys fight each other.
Yeah, I remember that now.
So, and then they were like, stop that.
And he did.
And he did. Interesting. We get little tidbits about them. We met Buddha. I think that's literally his nickname's Buddha. Son Goku.
I remember. Name. Yeah, I remember his hat.
Yeah, he's the supreme commander of the Navy. Oh yeah, his hat. I didn't even notice his hat. You would. You would notice his hat. In there, that's him actually, this scene is him telling Doflamingo to stop having them fight each other. Stop your antics. Like he's a child in school.
Yeah.
And then Duncan shows up yet again with his crazy eyes. So
yeah,
they're all there chatting about something. They didn't really say why, but something's going down. Well, they were there to presumably find the sixth warlord or the seventh warlord again.
Because that tap dancing bastard comes in and says
that mime fuck walks in.
He's like, the sixth warlord just doesn't sound as catchy.
Yeah. And they were like, this guy is known for brutally murdering people in the East Blue. Or something like that. And we get to meet Whitebeard.
Yeah,
we get to meet
20-foot tall
for the first
man.
Time, who his description
20-foot tall geriatric bastard.
He's huge. He's enormous, and he is the strongest man in the world. Is how he's introduced. Which I know you couldn't read, which is the only reason I'm bringing that up. Because you don't know how to weed. You don't know how to weed. You a little baby, you don't know how to weed.
I thought you'd keep that to yourself.
Yeah, well.
I trusted you.
So he's huge.
Yep.
He likes to drink.
Old.
And he is, like, on a ventilator. Those are, like, the three things we learn about Whitebeard.
Someone says at one point, like, he is the only person who'd be go head-to-head with, like, Goldie Roger.
Goldie, yes. Somebody does say that, exactly. So he is on the same level as Goldie Roger.
But what were their bounties?
Wow. It doesn't say. See? Are you happy?
Yes. I am.
He's the strongest man in the world. The bounty doesn't matter.
He looks pretty frail to me.
So, yeah, presumably he was the strongest man. I don't know how well he's doing these days.
He's got, like, what, 3 IVs hooked up into him?
Yeah, he's just hooked up to all these wires, which is an interesting take. they take the strongest pirate in the world, and then your first introduction of him is like hooked up to machinery trying to stay alive. What'd you think about Whitebeard?
He doesn't have a white beard.
He does not have a white beard, but there's a reason for that. And I know this because I can pull out my trivia from the back of my head. In Japanese, beard and mustache are the same word.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
They do not differentiate them, so that is why he is white beard,
so
but only has a white mustache.
would he more would he more accurately be translated to white facial hair?
Probably something like that. Yeah.
Doesn't ring as well.
No, it doesn't quite roll off the tongue as well. I don't know what his Japanese name would be or what it would, but regardless, that is why.
So is Blackbeard, does he have a beard, or is he just mustachioed?
Pretty hard to see. It looks like he has, like, stubble.
Wait, is that Blackbeard?
This guy right here.
Oh, that's Blackbeard?
Yeah, you missed that huge plot thread. The one that really brought the arc together at the very end. We'll get to it. Shanks,
he bought 50 pies.
What?
He bought 50 pies.
He did buy 50 pies. It might have been 100 pies. He wanted to one-up whatever Luffy was buying.
Yep,
Shanks does some shit. He's going to visit Whitebeard. That's pretty much what we learn. He sent a guy to go talk to Whitebeard, and Whitebeard said, I'll only talk to you if you're Shanks.
Yeah, that messenger, yeah.
Yeah, and so Shanks is like, all right, guys, I guess we gotta go. And so they seem,
Yeah.
They seem cool. Presumably, I don't know, Shanks is around the same level as Whitebeard. If he's
like
going to talk to him.
bounty-wise?
I don't know, I'm just saying. Or they're at least friends, you know? So.
They know of each other.
They know of each other. They know of each other. Yeah, so we get Blackbeard, so let's right on back. You did this. I want you to know that you did this.
I ruined your order.
Yeah. So they get to Jaya. Fuck the monkeys. We'll forget about your stupid bullshit. The monkeys and the really...
I had no issue with the monkeys. Only that they constantly said the word salvage like way too much.
Salvage, because they were salvagers.
Yeah. The salvaging pirates.
He's worth 23 million berries. So there
Good
you
for
go.
him.
He's he's done some things. So anyway, they don't salvage it. It breaks apart. It gets eaten by a turtle.
Yeah.
And everybody's fine, and they kick the monkeys' butt.
And then they meet the giants. And
they
get scared away by the
is
giants.
an interesting plot point. Everything gets dark, day turns to night, and then giants are on the horizon, and they get the fuck out. They're like, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that whole moment?
I'm surprised Luffy didn't want to fight them.
He's not that stupid. He's stupid, but he's not that stupid. So yeah, they get to meet the giants. They get to Jaya, and Nami makes Luffy promise that he's never gonna fight. And he says he'll do it. Now, the interesting thing about Jaya is that...
I don't know if that happened in the anime, that promise.
It probably did, but I don't know.
Why does she make him promise that?
Because she
just
doesn't
because
want
she's
him
had
getting
enough of
into
his
any
shit?
trouble.
Yeah, she's had enough of his shit.
Yeah, she just doesn't want him getting any trouble. They're there to find Sky Island and get out, not to get in fights with everybody.
So is that why he didn't fight in the brawl?
No, because at that point in the brawl... So...
I didn't understand why he chose not to fight. They tried explaining it, but I still didn't get it.
It's kind of left up to interpretation, really. The way that I interpreted it, I thought a lot about it, because at first I didn't really get it either. But the interesting thing about the fight scene, or the not fight scene, is that originally Bellamy. Bellamy? Yeah, Bellamy.
Something
I always
like
want to say
that.
Bellamere, but that's Nami's mom.
Oh, yeah.
Bellamy comes up and, like, smashes Luffy's face into the bar and, like, spills beer all over him or whatever. Buys him a drink and then shoves it in his face. And at that point, Luffy gets up and is, like, ready to go. Like, ready to fight. He is, and I don't remember what he says. He says something, he has his fist out, and he's, like, ready to punch Bellamy in the face. And then Bellamy goes on about how dreams are for losers and how the Sky Island doesn't exist and all this and all that, and then starts laughing at Luffy and his crew for even believing in it.
Yeah, I did like him because he was going on about how all you dream-chasing pirates give us real pirates a bad name, and I was like, finally someone said it.
And Luffy just, at that point, that's when Nami says, fuck it, Luffy, kick these guys' ass. And then Luffy says, Zoro, whatever you do, don't fight him. Later on, Zoro says, what does he say? Nami asks why they didn't fight, and Zoro says...
He says something along the lines of, like, the best move to make in a fight that doesn't matter is to not fight at all. Or something like that.
In the anime, or in the manga, he says something different. He says something like, a fight's not worth it if all that's left over is humiliation or something like that. Basically saying they were going to kick their asses so bad they weren't even worth their time. Kind of. First of all, this is clearly directly reminiscent of the Shanks scene in the very first episode, or at the very beginning in Luffy's backstory, when the bandits come down from the mountain and they splash beer all over Shanks and his crew and try to look for a fight, and Shanks chooses not to fight.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Yeah. So, Luffy choosing not to fight, one, shows a little bit of restraint, and two, the big reason why I think Luffy didn't want to fight was because Bellamy just, like... There wasn't a reason behind it. Initially, Luffy wanted to fight because he was angry, because he got his head smashed in the bar or whatever. And he was ready to brawl then. And then when Bellamy started laughing at him and doing all this and all that, he had a moment to think it over and realize that fighting them doesn't really accomplish anything. Other than humiliating them, I guess. Because in every fight up until now, Luffy's been either protecting someone or protecting himself, or, well, not even protecting himself, really. It's for other people. There's always a reason to why Luffy fights somebody or why Luffy goes after somebody, right? In this case, there was really no reason to fight Bellamy. They got their answer. Nobody knows about Sky Island. They got what they came for. And so, at this point, he was like, it's just not even worth it.
I don't know if that 100% tracks, like, Luffy only fighting for reasons. Because it seems more like he's always itching to get into a fight, you know? Like, he'll take any reason to fight.
Yeah, Luffy loves to fight. I think for Luffy it's also, like... I think there's two reasons why Luffy will fight. One is to protect somebody that he cares about. And two is, like, out of respect for the other person in a weird, roundabout kind of way. In this case, he wasn't protecting anybody, and he didn't respect Bellamy enough to even, like, give him that benefit. Because fighting to him is, like, an honorable thing, in some ways, right? He'll fight his own friends. Like, I don't know. I thought about this a lot, and then I got angry at the beginning of the podcast, and I lost it. He doesn't respect Bellamy, and he has nothing to gain from this. I think those are the two things that go into him choosing not to fight.
Okay.
Because he comes back and he fights Bellamy. He becomes straight up One Punch Man.
Yeah, I noticed that.
One punch to the top of the
head. He's, like, charging him, and he just punches him down into the ground.
But there was a reason for it this time. He was getting the gold back from this guy. From the, what's his name? Blanc.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the whole thing around this arc is like dreams, right?
Yeah.
Luffy's dream is one, to become king of the pirates, two, to go into the sky. His short-term dream is to go into the sky.
Yeah.
He's building a portfolio.
Yeah.
And so when Bellamy straight up steals the gold, in which Monty, is that his name?
Cricket.
Cricket, yes. We'll call him Cricket. That's so much easier. He directly, like, kind of stole his dream from him in a way, because he spent 10 years looking for this treasure that Nolan the Liar told him about or whatever, and the 3 pieces of gold that he found were then stolen by Bellamy, and so Luffy was like, alright, I'm gonna go get him back. It was to get him back for him. So again, it was in a way protecting somebody he had grown to care about.
So I'm not fully 100% convinced that Luffy not fighting tracks with his character as we know him. So I'm going to start paying attention going forward to like why he fights and if there's like a reason always behind it, or like this respect thing you talked about, because I'm pretty sure we'll run into situations where Luffy fights just to fight.
Well, I think the thing you also need to keep in mind is that Luffy respects everyone until they've lost his respect. He goes in with respect and he loses it. It's not the other way around. And so Bellamy lost his respect as soon as he starts shit-talking him and laughing at him. And so at that point he was like, whatever, man, I'm not gonna do this.
Well, what about Nami, who was begging him to fight him? Like she was like, come on, Luffy, just kick his ass. he's making her cry.
No, she was fine.
She was legit crying in that bar when everyone was laughing at her.
Because they were getting the shit beat out of them. Just wasn't worth it, man.
It wasn't worth defending Nami.
I mean, if he had, I'm sure if they had like actually attacked Nami, Luffy would have. But they didn't. They
just
left her be. They only beat the crap out of Zoro.
Berated her and belittled her until she was crying. not good enough. Not good enough for Luffy.
You gotta grow a harder skin there, Nami. What can I say? It wasn't worth giving those guys the benefit of the loss.
All right.
If you look at it like a respect thing, it actually does make sense.
They were disrespecting Nami.
No, like if Luffy views something as like he views fighting as like a respect thing between two honorable men or something cliche like that.
Like the opposite of a real pirate.
Well, yeah. We've established that there's a bunch of different types of pirates in this world. When are you going to accept that the One Piece world is different than the real life world? And in fact, Bellamy here is a perfect example of like a normal pirate.
Yeah, I like him. I was sad to see him go down. Why can't we watch his show?
He's a cocky son of a bitch who needed to get punched in the top of the head. He needed to get grounded a little bit. You know, sometimes you just need a little punch to the face to really ground you. Maybe I should punch you in the face.
Try it.
Alright, anyway, moving on. What else do we got here? We already talked about it. What'd you think of Blackbeard's crew? Do you remember any of them?
Blackbeard's whole like thing was so forgettable for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like he shows up, him and Luffy are having a nice conversation. They get into like this pie eating contest or something. They both leave before it erupts into a fight because that's good enough to fight over. And then I think he's the one that directs them to. No, he doesn't direct them. Like Robin does.
Robin does.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about Robin yet.
What's there to talk about? She went shopping on the island, told them, hey, yo, if we want to find out how to get to Skypiea, let's talk to this guy across the island. That's all she did.
So she went in, she got shit done.
Yeah. She should be the captain.
She seems very competent.
But, like, with Blackbeard, like, he just kind of is there sometimes and then gets destroyed by the water turret.
Yeah, the giant water spout.
Yeah. Like, what did he accomplish? Like, what was his role in this arc?
So he's trying to make a name for himself.
Like all pirates.
Like all
Most pirates.
And so when he finds out that Luffy has the $100 million bounty on his head is when he decides he's going to take Luffy out. But when they're having the pirating contest, he didn't know that.
Right. Okay. That's literally all. I feel like that's all there is to this guy.
So Blackbeard, he's
been name dropped before.
Ace is trying to hunt him down.
Oh, is that
in
what we heard
Alabasta,
about him
Ace
before?
is hunting down Blackbeard because he did something to the Whitebeard pirates that we're not sure about. He did something that Ace needs to chase him down for and like capture him.
Okay.
So yeah, Blackbeard is the one that Ace is chasing down, and we don't. I found the introduction to Blackbeard really interesting because one. Him and Luffy kind of have this like opposite thing where every time Blackbeard says he likes something, Luffy says he hates it, and every time Luffy says he likes something, Blackbeard says he hates it, and that's how they kind of get in their little scuffle here in the bar. And then
I think these lines of dialogue were opposite in the anime because I think Blackbeard was calling the pie bad.
Why would he buy 50 of them then?
Luffy bought them. Luffy bought 50 and he says it's bad right here.
No, Luffy bought... So the very next panel is Luffy saying this beer is so good I could die or something, and Blackbeard says this beer is so
Maybe
bad.
that's what I'm remembering.
And so Luffy buys beer and Blackbeard buys pie. And they're trying to one-up however many they buy with the
Gotcha, okay. Those details were blending.
Yeah. Well, when you watch it on 2x speed, the details start to blend together a little bit. I'm just gonna keep shaming you for the record, and I encourage everyone in the chat to do the same.
I can take it.
I thought it was an interesting way because you don't find out to the very, very end of the arc, which I guess you missed the whole point. That is Blackbeard. So he runs into him in a few different points. Do I have the other one?
I completely forgot that, like, the whole reason Blackbeard's important is because Ace is looking for him.
Yeah. Which is fair, because it was a very small nugget.
So, like, from my perspective, it's like, here's this guy that keeps showing up. Oh, he's Blackbeard. That name sounds familiar. We've heard him before, but now he's gone. So, okay.
That's fair. Blackbeard is trying to make a name for himself. Trying to get people's attention, it seems. And that's why he wants to take out Luffy. And make a name for himself, I guess. That's really about it. But you get some interesting things because inherently he's trying to kill Luffy to take the bounty or like get a higher bounty, make a name for himself. But that's
he's
only
also like encouraging him.
Yeah, like they kind of came off as friends in the beginning in the bar. Like it was like pirate friends, right? They almost got into a fight, but it was pirate friends. Like they were getting along in a weird way, and then when Luffy gets the crap beat out of him, they walk outside and he's sitting on the ground and he says Luffy won that fight, and then he gives them the "people's dreams don't ever end" line as they're walking to crickets.
Yeah.
And he encourages Luffy to go for Sky Island or whatever and follow his dreams.
Yeah.
But then on the other end, we have him chasing after Luffy, willing to kill him, like a complete 180, just to like gain for himself. Right?
Yeah.
As soon like Luffy came off as a friend until he had something to take from Luffy, and then it was like he didn't even care, which is pretty piratey.
Yeah. It is.
Pretty piratey thing to do. So good on you, Blackbeard, I guess.
For being closer to a pirate than most others we see on this show.
Yep. But throughout the Jaya arc, we meet his crew, but we don't know they're his crew either. So we don't know he's Blackbeard. We don't know if they're his crew. When they're getting close to Jaya, the birds get, like, sniped out of the sky. And there's that guy, like, they can't even see the island yet, and he's sniping the birds out of the sky. So he's the sharpshooter. We find out he's the sharpshooter of Blackbeard's crew. We get that wrestling guy who's like, I'm the #1 wrestler in this town, or something like that. #1, what do they call it? Brawler? I forget what he says. Do you remember him? He had like a luchador's mask on, and
yeah, he also got one of those untranslated title cards.
Yeah, well, I don't know what any of their names are, to be honest with you.
So he was just a guy to me.
Well, that's the interesting thing, though, is I don't think they gave him title cards. They didn't really make any of Blackbeard's crew out to be that big of a deal. They were all just kind of like passerbys. So that guy was just like in the streets trying to brawl people. Luffy eats an apple, and they find out that there's like a 50-50 shot that the apple's going to explode.
I remember that.
And so that guy who handed him the apple, or was handing out the apples, was on Blackbeard's crew. And then the mime guy that is at with the government trying to tell them that Blackbeard should become one of the 7 warlords.
What a good crewmate. Sees a job opening and goes applies for it. Yo, Captain, I got your back.
I got you. You just hang out here on Jaya, and I'm gonna go get you this, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're slowly introduced to them. They have memorable moments, but like not that memorable.
Yeah, so here's my issue with that. Because each one of them was kind of introduced in isolation with a semi-non-memorable moment, it's like, as it happened, it was like I wasn't caring about what was going on. Like, here's this guy doing something, and now he's gone. All right, here's another guy who's doing something. They're not linked at all. They're just like little isolated moments of just random shittery happening. And like by the end of it, it's like, oh, they're all Blackbeard's crew. Well, I forgot everything that they did because I didn't care at the time.
I think that was the point.
All right.
I think because the island is introduced as this pirate island, so they're introduced just as pirates that are here doing pirate
on the island.
things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was an interesting approach. It was just a way to introduce them in an interesting way. They didn't do it over the top. Way. They didn't put bounties on them. There's really no pleasing you.
I mean, I
didn't once say any of their bounties. Just introduce them as normal.
I'll give you this.
People.
I'll give you this. They came and went, and I didn't care for them. Had it been like the traditional, like, big introduction with the bounties and the names and the histories, they'd have come and I'd have hated them, and then they'd have went. At least they remained neutral.
Well, that's fair. It's all. Oh, it's almost like this series is like almost 1,000 episodes long, and they're building into something. But I guess that's just me.
Is Blackbeard's crew gonna play in 1,000 episodes later?
Who knows? I'm not gonna tell you.
All right.
I'll say this: Blackbeard's alive. He didn't get blown up and die, which I think you could have probably put the pieces together there.
Yeah. I knew he didn't die because nobody ever dies in this show.
That is true. It's very rare for death to happen.
Aw, Sweepy Wade.
Yeah. So, that's it.
Have we covered everything?
Probably.
Do you want to talk about the monkey people? We can talk about the monkey people.
No, I don't really care about the monkey people. Really, the giants was the big thing there. How'd you like about them getting in barrels and scuba diving? What'd you think about that?
Those barrels were dumb. I liked them.
Okay. Yep. What do you think about the Going Merry constantly getting the shit beat out of him?
I'm glad that it's like acknowledged and that Usopp's constantly repairing it.
he's constantly repairing it, and something's constantly going wrong.
Yeah.
Like, they go to the cricket's place, and that dude, like, does, like, the sound wave thing, and then the ship just starts breaking apart. And, like, the scene before that was Usopp repairing the hull, and the hull just snaps off.
Yeah.
It's pretty entertaining. What'd you think of the tale of Nolan the Liar?
Let's see.
You need me to recap it for you?
If you could.
Nolan the Liar lied and then got killed.
Thanks. So my thoughts.
You're welcome.
Why did that become like a fairy tale? Like, it just seems like some events that happened.
It wasn't a fairy tale. It was an event. It was.
It became like, yeah, it was real, but it became kind of like this fairy tale tier legend, where like nobody believes that there's an island out there with treasure that like he's claiming.
Yeah, so I think it's probably because he lied to his dying day. That's what sets it apart. He never once came out and said there wasn't. He was about the last words before he got executed were him saying that the treasure must have fallen into the sea or something.
All right.
I guess that's why it became a fairy tale. He was a famous dude. He told the king there was a treasure. The king took his whole army over to that island, and there was no treasure to be found.
How embarrassing. All right. I mean, it was fine. Yeah, it was a nice tale.
It was a nice tale. Yeah, it's a real nice tale they got there. All right. That's it. What'd you think of, we're heading to Skypiea. What'd you think of the flying ship? They put wings on the Mary.
Yeah. And it worked.
And it worked.
You know, a past me would have been like, this is the dumbest shit ever. But current me is like suppressing that.
It's almost like it's fiction or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's just an anime. It's just a cartoon.
You hold things to so much higher of a standard with the anime.
do. It's a flaw.
Only with anime. For some
think?
reason, you put anime on this huge pedestal, but other things you'll give it a pass. Like Star Wars, how many unrealistic things happen there, and that's like your fucking shit. You love Star Wars.
Well, okay, I was actually thinking about this too over the past week. Like, why does anime bug me so much for the probably the same standards that I hold towards like other things like Star Wars?
I would say higher standards. I would say you have higher standards.
Okay. I think it's because there are so many minute little tropes in anime that bug me that it kind of taints the whole thing, and I start seeing everything through this like negativity lens.
You don't say.
So I am trying to get more. Like every time I see something that pisses me off, I'm stepping back and being like, you know what? No, I'm cool with this. I'm okay.
The thing is, you don't have to be cool with it, but you can't just ignore the story at large, either.
I'm not. I'm not ignoring the story. I paid attention enough to follow along with this conversation with you.
You did. You're not wrong. Enough to... I'll give you that. You got like a C minus.
C minus? Give me a B plus.
B plus?
I got a B plus.
In what world is this a B plus podcast?
What did I miss out on? What did I get stung on?
You didn't know that was Blackbeard.
Yeah, but then once you reminded me, I was like, oh yeah, that's Blackbeard. Here's everything about Blackbeard that I know. I don't think you said, oh yeah, that's Blackbeard. I think you didn't know it was Blackbeard till I told you, and then you were like, well, I do remember that guy though. And then you went back and talked about that guy. But I don't think you ever realized that was Blackbeard. I did. At a point watching the show, I realized that was Blackbeard, but then that little detail flew my mind. It buzzed right out of me, and then you reminded me.
So, I've expensed my note cards. I'll give you a C+. How's that?
That's as best as I'm gonna get, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not going any higher.
Fine.
C+ is admirable. You're graduating with a C+.
B minus?
B minus. Oh. Nuh-uh.
I told you where the treasure is. I told you a lot of stuff about the World Health Organization or whatever.
World Health Organization? What, is there a pandemic going on?
The world government, that's what it is.
That's the one.
I was like, here's what they're discussing. Not much. What's his name? The tap dancer is... There was like, it led you to believe that he was talking about Whitebeard, but he's actually not.
See, I feel like that's a negative.
I told you, but he's actually not. Like,
well, that's true. You did know that he wasn't. You knew he was talking about Blackbeard. Yeah. But in the moment, you thought it was Whitebeard. That's fair. That's fair. I'm still giving you a C+ for the attitude.
All right.
I bet you didn't even find a single Panda Man.
I didn't. Was there a Panda Man in this one?
No idea.
I was looking for him.
Yeah,
I'm always looking for Panda Man.
I don't know. I think we're done.
Oh, you're sad. You've gone from angry to sad, and it's because of me.
No, it's not. I know that'll bring you joy, so I just want you to know it's not because of you.
What do you think of me?
The anger was because of you, but the sadness, it's not your doing.
All right.
The Jaya Arc, sailing to Jaya, I didn't even change that. It's just gonna be sitting there the whole time. We didn't even go in order. Who the fuck in their right mind would ever watch this episode? What idiot off the street would ever sit through the last hour that we did and say, yeah, this is good?
Maybe they'll find it funny how much I wear you down.
Is it enough? Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes. Share us with your friends who also maybe like One Piece or anime.
I need you. I need you to give more effort. What can I do to get... I'm not asking you to be all in. I need more effort, though.
I will watch...
What can I do to
I
help?
will watch at 1.5. How about that?
Wow. That is an improvement.
It's not going to change anything.
Well, if you're still at 25% retention, you're right. Because regardless if it's 2 times or 1.5, that's still only 25% retention.
As far as the retention goes, the arcs need to be better, man. This has nothing to do with me.
Jaya was a great arc.
It was
fine.
fine.
A short arc. We're about to head into
arc.
Another 40-episode arc.
The only reason this arc existed was to set up this 40-episode arc.
No, well, not necessarily. There was so much that happened. Yes, it was there to set up the arc, but also we got all the world stuff that presumably is coming down the pipeline that he's setting up.
Yeah, this whole arc was just set up. This whole arc was just set up. Nothing happened. They were just setting up stuff for later on.
They were setting up cool stuff.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's cool or not.
No, I'm saying what they were, like, in this moment, the stuff they were setting up is engaging. Even though you don't know what comes of it, it was engaging.
You were engaged more than I was. I'm sorry.
And I watched it at 1x speed.
You also like anime.
Digger question.
Digger question.
How could I forget? I'm sure you'll love this question. Hold on, let me find it. Did I even download it? I don't even think I downloaded it. Oh, hold on. Yup, that's good. Dig, show me to the Holy Land. Here, we're just gonna watch it in Google Chrome. No, I'll at least do my due diligence. I'll at least do this. You're welcome.
Who are you saying you're welcome to?
Whoever wants to take it. Just anyone. I'm just shouting into the void. I should do. Let's see.
Alright, I can't.
Can you hear it?
No, not yet.
You can't hear it?
No, I cannot.
I don't know about you, but compared to previous arcs, this one feels a little different to me. The Marines are searching for Crocodile's replacement. The heads of the world government are interested in Luffy. Shanks is interested in Whitebeard, and Blackbeard is interested in the Warlord position. And Luffy's interested in going to the sky. What I mean by unique is this arc seems to be setting up major plot points for us to follow, each of them interesting and potentially world-changing, including the introduction of 2 warlords that have bounties triple that of Crocodile's. Which of these plot threads are you most interested in, and how do you think they will pan out in the future?
I like that question.
It's a good question.
Yeah. Because, like, exactly as you said, all this arc was set up.
Yes.
Like, I'll be excited when the shit starts going down.
That's fair. I'm not disagreeing that all this arc was set up, but I still found the setup to be interesting.
So I think the thing I'm most interested in is if the show were to stop following Luffy and pursue any one of these different avenues, which one would I prefer the most? Is how I'm like approaching this question.
Mm-hmm. In hopes that that's going to happen?
No, like,
do you think Luffy's gonna die and they're
No, like, in order to decide which one I find most interesting, I'm, like, imagining if the show were to stop following Luffy and to just focus on each, or on one of them, I think I'd rather, I think the one that most interests me is what the World Organization is doing.
What the world government is doing, what they're up to? Like,
yeah,
with the warlords? Or
yeah,
like...
with warlords, because we presume it's to find another member. Right? We don't know for certain. They could be doing something else. I like that. That's what interests me the most.
Okay. That's fair. That's a good question, Dig. You want to come on and be the host? I think I'm going to retire.
I killed Wade.
I'll leave it up to you, Dig. Next week, Ollie the Octopus will be filling in. No, next week we are going into Skypiea.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise. It's an island in the sky. It's
I feel like you're putting
long.
You're putting 25% effort into this.
I put 100% effort in until you gave me 25%. I had setup. I had panels. You didn't even
download Digger Question.
I didn't. That was the one thing I didn't do. That was the one thing, and I listened to it beforehand. I just forgot to download it.
All right.
And you come on here and you insult me, you motherfucker. You get to stay as Kobe forever. Let's be honest, we're never hitting 100 fucking subscribers anyway.
Oh, don't say that.
Don't say that. Next week we're going into Skype. It is a 1 episode long arc, which is 2 more episodes than Alabasta.
Right on.
You could not keep your retention through 8 episodes this week. I have concerns.
I'm sure Skypiea will be a lot more engaging and exciting. Uh-oh.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's not, but with these longer arcs, the pacing is... Well, I guess maybe it will be better.
I didn't have any issue with Alabasta.
Well...
I watched all of that at 2 times speed.
Yeah, but... I don't know if I'd say you didn't have any issue.
I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. It was fine.
Whatever, man.
I can just feel it in your heart of hearts.
You're a 2 times speed hater.
I am. In my daily life, I don't ever watch anything on 2 times speed.
Listen, man.
I do hate 2 times speed. And if you're watching this podcast on 2 times speed, well, that's the one thing I really can't blame you for. I'm being honest. This is fucking like trekking through mud. If you can trek at 2 times speed, more fucking power to you.
Alright, it sounds like we should wrap this up.
Next week we're gonna have like 10. I don't know the exact episode count. I'll get it to you. But it's gonna be between 10 and 15 eps.
Okay.
The pacing is gonna be a lot slower, which admittedly probably does work better with the 2 times speed. Because the longer arcs, like Alabasta, they're longer, but the pacing is a lot slower. Jaya, I will give you that. You had a hard time following. There was a lot going on. There was a lot packed into that tiny little 8-episode arc. And it was like no filler.
Yeah.
So good for them.
So is the next picking up right where like there's no episodes you need to skip?
I don't think so.
There's no little side adventure on their way up.
I don't know would they like dive off the island, dive off and then find a way back up. I don't think so, but let me just make sure.
They have a couple bottle episodes on their way up.
Yeah, maybe so. No, we're good.
Cool.
We're good. Skypiea, it is 42 episodes long. I'll find a good start and end point for you. We're gonna go into this one horns first, and
you're so demoralized.
I'll tell you where my demoralization comes from. I had some really good questions this week. And I feel like I couldn't ask them because the deep thought wasn't there from your side. You said that you didn't pay enough attention and were confused. So how are you going to answer my...
Were there questions you skipped because of that?
The questions were just like deeper than what did you think about Whitebeard? There was a little more going on. So next week, I'm going to let you know I'm coming with questions. And you fucking better be able to answer them. Or else I'm gonna burn you the next time I see you. I'm gonna light you on fire and throw you in the ditch. We're heading to Skypiea.
We're excited to be heading to Skypiea.
Woo! I can't wait to see what the sky of One Piece holds.
Yep. Can't wait.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I love you.
Me too.
Bye. Bye now. Like, comment, and subscribe, please.